Are chatbots safe for children? That's the question the U.S. Federal Trade Commission is now demanding major AI companies answer. Google, Meta, OpenAI, and more. The regulatory scrutiny is mounting over how these firms test, monitor, and limit AI chatbot use among kids. Today, we'll break down what the FTC is asking, why it's happening now, and what it could mean for tech, parents, and kids alike. On September 11, 2025, the FTC sent formal orders to Google, Alphabet Inc., Meta, OpenAI, Snap, xAI, Elon Musk's new AI company, and Character.ai, among others. The orders require these companies to turn over internal documentation about how their chatbots affect children and teens. Specifically, the FTC wants to see how these firms measure, test, and monitor the impacts of their chatbots on youth, what safety controls are in place, what limits are used, if any. They want to know, are companies verifying age, restricting content, preventing misuse, safeguarding personal data, and so on. This isn't just a few small players. The inquiry includes Google, with its Bard and chatbot systems, Meta, Instagram, etc., OpenAI, ChatGPT and related tools, Snap, xAI, and Character.ai. Why them? Because these are major providers of AI conversational tools, and many are accessible or popular with minors, intentionally or not. The FTC is concerned that there may not be consistent or sufficient guardrails to protect young users. A few of the specific worries the FTC is trying to address: age verification and exposure. Are there controls to ensure children are not interacting with content meant for adults? Content moderation and misinformation. Chatbots may generate unverified or harmful responses, especially if kids ask sensitive or complex questions. Privacy and data collection. Under U.S. law, like COPPA, etc., collecting data on kids under 13 requires parental consent. How do these companies comply? Psychological effects. There are concerns about dependency, trust in AI, social or emotional impacts when children treat AI as confidants or repeat harmful content. Liability and accountability. If something goes wrong, misleading advice, harmful content, etc., who's responsible, and do current safety systems suffice? The FTC wants to see more than general assertions of safety. Companies will likely have to provide internal test results on how their chatbots behave with kids and teens. For example, what happens when a child asks for risky content? Policies and implementation details, how they train their models, what guardrails exist, both in training and live deployment, how often they inspect unusual behavior or abuse, data on actual incidents. Have there been cases where minors were harmed, exposed to harmful advice or unsafe content? What remedial steps were taken? Age gating or parental controls? What mechanisms are in place to verify or limit age-based access? Monitoring and reporting procedures. How do they monitor usage by younger users, track misuse or problematic content, and what transparency is given to parents or guardians? This comes at a time when legislative and regulatory focus on AI is heating up. Parents, lawmakers, and public interest groups have been raising concerns for a while, especially as AI tools become more integrated into everyday use. Laws like COPPA, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, already prohibit collecting personal information from kids under 13 without parental consent. Other countries are also stepping up. In the EU, the AI Act and related laws will impose transparency, safety, and accountability obligations on AI providers. The FTC has precedent. It has previously fined tech companies for violations related to children's privacy or misleading content. This move suggests they want proactive compliance, not just reactive enforcement. So what could this FTC inquiry lead to? Companies may need to strengthen age verification methods, parental consent controls, content filtering, and moderation for youth-oriented interactions. There may be standardized best practices or even regulatory mandates, not just voluntary policies. Possibly increased transparency from companies, like regular reports on incidents involving minors or how often chatbots provide incorrect harmful info to young users. In the longer run, legal liability might increase. Companies could face penalties if they fail to protect minors. Closing. It's a critical moment. AI tools have enormous potential for education, creativity, and connection, especially during childhood. But without strong safeguards, that same technology can cause harm. The FTC stepping in could mark a turning point in how we expect chatbots to behave, especially around children. If you're a parent, educator, or anyone concerned about AI's reach, What do you think are the most important safeguards? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And as always, subscribe and stay tuned, because with AI evolving this fast, the rules are still being written and they affect all of us.